Hey everyone, so yeah, we just hit 100k subs, and I'm honestly unsure if this boat can even hold that many people, so before the laws of physics kick in and we all explode, let's just get started. I wrote a list of all the stuff we need to cover before this video ends, and gosh darn it, we're gonna finish before the 10-minute mark. First things first, thank you all for the support. I think I read that right. Yep, it means a lot to me. Alright, next. Do the face reveal. Yeah, let's save that one for last. Explain why this channel even exists. Wait, I haven't done that yet? Wow. Okay then. So basically, a few years back, I saw that my mom got a letter from YouTube in the mail. Back in her heyday, she used to run a pretty popular crochet channel, and at the end of every few months, would get a paycheck. Of course, as a jobless 18-year-old high school student, my curiosity was piqued. Even though her channel had been abandoned for years now, people would still watch the content and pay her in ad revenue. Obviously, this blew my little monkey brain, and I thought that it wouldn't matter how big my channel would get if I made one. If I could earn a little money like that on the side, then it'd totally be worth it. Eventually, the channel started to grow at a much faster rate. I figured it would, as I was filling a niche that surprisingly still didn't exist in the D&D community. I always say if you know the algorithm and how to play the system well, pretty much anyone can grow a channel. For me at least, I took inspiration from some of my favorite YouTubers and slowly branded my own type of content from it. Anyway, with school over and a retail job finally in my possession, I had a choice to make. Continue working for $9 American a week at a grocery store, or put all my drive into YouTube and see where it would take me. I mean, there was college too, but college with a part-time job sounded like torture, and I wasn't mentally prepared for that just yet. Now, the Simply Simplistic YouTube channel was thriving, which would eventually be changed to Blaine Simple because people not knowing the name I go by online was starting to get annoying. Also, yes, Blaine is also just my internet name, not my real one. I've been going by Blaine for such a long time online that people who don't use it just get on my nerves. Just for the record, my real name is Hashem. My dad used to joke around saying that he understood why I didn't want people to know I had an Arabic name, aka the hate or distrust people might give me if they knew. When in reality, I was like, what? I just used to play a lot of Wizard 101 and my username was Blaine Silver there, so why stop the trend now? Alright, that took a while, so number 4. Reminisce in the past while overcomplicating all of your mistakes and failures as a mortal being. Whoa, that sounds like fun. So basically, this is an animation channel, even if the animation can be little to non-existent at times. Now, because of that, it's really hard for me to talk about stuff in my older videos after they're posted. So, to celebrate getting to 100k and to properly say goodbye to the cursed year of 2020, let's walk down memory lane and go over everything I would have done differently on this channel so I can get it all off my chest. This was the first video on the channel, and during its creation, I was super self-conscious about my voice. I wasn't happy with how I sounded at all, so I got some software to raise my pitch by a few points. Looking back, I regret that, and nowadays I tell everyone to appreciate their own vocal cords. You're all beautiful, both inside and out. I recorded this one inside a walk-in closet with no air conditioning. Also, both of these videos were heavily inspired by JoeCat's content, so if you felt they were similar, that's why. The campaign this video came from ended a few sessions after I posted it. Think your D&D campaigns are the only ones to abruptly end after a few sessions? Nah fam, that happens to everyone. I love how this video took me nearly a month to make and it was a minute long. Another reason why I don't do super detailed animations anymore. Heh, imagine an animator who writes scripts for all his videos not write a script for this one. What a nerd. 30 minutes long? What could have possibly been in this video to make it that length? What's your favorite D&D race and why? And then, far more importantly, pineapple on pizza? Oh, well, that's reasonable. Moving on. A lot of you say that this video was fake. I literally added a voice clip of my sister doing her rabid wolf impression while I was in the background counting dice, trying to kill them. Anyway, this is probably the wildest D&D story on YouTube at the moment, so imagining that I blew it out of proportion is fair. Wrong, but fair. In this video, I sorta briefly mentioned some lore about my character, aka the skin suit I'm using to talk to you all right now. Most of you don't know the backstory behind him though, so let me explain it better. Yes, I'm a vampire spawn. My persona is a character named Drake from an old campaign I used to run with my family. Drake was a dense, lonely kid who was living with his mom, a murderous vampire queen named Mordia. At one point, Akita and Ingrid were imprisoned in his mother's basement, and Drake's job was to make sure they didn't escape. He wasn't completely heartless though, and after the two girls convinced him that his mom was a murderer, Drake let them free and helped them out as a spy. Later on, he married Ingrid, because the first time they met, Drake accidentally flirted with her. Guess we thought it was cute, so after the campaign, campaign ended, they got together. Also, the suit he wears belongs to Ingrid's father, or did belong to Ingrid's father. The front side had a huge blood splotch from where he was stabbed to death, and Drake would use a red flower to hide it. I hate drawing rose petals though, so I never included it in any art. Alright, finally moving on. So 910 damage is the strongest punch I could make in D&D. Know how to make a stronger punch? I'd love to hear it, but maybe in your own video. Whoa, some dude who's barely played half the classes in D&D tried ranking them in a tier list? Yeah, this video's outdated and the newer one is much better. This video reeks of a railroaded campaign! Compared to how I like playing D&D nowadays, the linear story in this one just hurts me to rewatch. Also, the moon monster is never relevant again after this video. It's sorta hinted at that he returns, but we sorta just forgot about him.
Naofumi should have a ton of HP and AC. He's too squishy in your build.
Nah, I like the way this build turned out. High utility, low base stats. His main skill is avoiding damage, not soaking it. I talked about how sheep in Minecraft have a sheep stat block in D&D. Wish I cut all the pointless farm animals out and just got to the hostile mobs faster. This video's probably a lot more relevant now than it ever was before. So yeah, I recommend watching it if you're one of the dozen people who always ask me how they can play D&D while also having no friends. This video's here because I was upset with the first one. Seems I have a strong track record for being annoyed at stuff, specifically my own content. Me, JoeCat, and Aiden recorded 2 games of AI Dungeon, and I plan to release part 2 after this one got 10,000 likes. When it did, I got to work editing the next half and really wasn't happy with the audio quality, so that project had to be scrapped. Sorry about that. This was my last official character build video. I was just getting tired of the series and was more psyched writing the video scripts than anything else. I get that you were all excited for the series, but I lost my interest and am now handing the reins over to Tulok the Barbarian. He could do a better job building characters than I ever could. Clickbaity video, please don't judge me too hard on this one. I think a lot of you missed the point with this video. Asking Alexa to roll dice for you or using a spin wheel doesn't count. I'm not a science expert, so a lot of the wibbly wobbly time stuff in this one was sure to be wrong or miscalculated. Here's one card short's apology for that video. I think it's genuine and happy that things worked out in the end. The video is still staying up though because a lot of people still unironically think Dungeon Masters are ruthless wargamers who bully their parties. D&D horror stories aren't the norm for this hobby, guys. Please stop comparing the two. The majority of comments in this video were,
"Why did you allow them to create bombs when their characters wouldn't know how to do that?"
Or,
"As a DM, I would never let my party do this. Metagaming isn't cool, and making bombs is metagaming."
I'm not gonna stop my players from doing cool stuff just because it's not what their characters would do. If they want to try and make a bomb, then they can certainly try to make a bomb. Also, here's how much damage the thing did when it exploded. Now here's a more serious point. The way I worded issues in this video sounded like I was reinforcing gender roles, which I wasn't intending to. Minorities already face a lot of harassment and even physical violence IRL, and I not bringing that up made it sound like it wasn't an issue, especially with the open-ended title of the video. Point was, I wanted people to stay more open-minded and help stop all the discrimination in D&D games. It's a creative fantasy RPG, and so long as you don't use that as an excuse to break real-world laws or be a massive creep, I don't see what's wrong with that. Also, all of you unjokingly saying I'm a lolicon obviously haven't watched the entire video. Funny how this tier list came out a few days after the new D&D book released. Alright, and that's the last one. I can finally rest in peace. At least for now, because the new year's coming and I don't intend to stop making content anytime soon. Oh yeah, also gotta do the face reveal too. So I don't own a webcam or a decent phone, and since I'm way too lazy to go downstairs and borrow one from my parents, this picture's gonna have to suffice. Look at my little baby cheeks. Aw, slap some anime hair on that boy and he'd be a living perfection. I like the idea of showing my face for stuff on occasion, but it just wouldn't fit my weeb vibes, you know? So expect a VTuber model for live streams coming eventually. Will we ever reach 1 million subs? Technically speaking, yes, as if the channel continues to grow the way it's been now, then we'll hit that number in around 9 years. For now, let's just appreciate the small goals so far and for all the support you've all been giving the channel. Gotta give some honorable mentions to these 3 beans for being my main encouragement for becoming a YouTuber, my fire ant colony for causing me so much pain and suffering over the last few weeks, my patrons who helped fund a new air conditioning unit for my house, a professional setup for my work, and my small-time gacha game addiction, and Rem for always being by my side. Oh yeah, and all the rest of you too, I guess. Sorry, I really am grateful, just playing around. Thanks for being here during 2020, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video.